All right, welcome to Lunch Break Live. It's Thursday, October 3rd, and I'm here in my kitchen. My name's Tracy Childs, and how's everybody doing out there? So it's October, and it is famous for being Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And so something that I've always thought about and talked about is let's not just be aware of breast cancer, let's actually fight it and let's actually prevent it. And so that's what we're going to talk about here today in our video. And plus we're going to share amazing foods with you guys, some information, some tips, and some really great, a really great recipe. All right, so let's get going. So here I am in my kitchen. I'm here with my friend Alyssa, and we recently met, and she is a vegan chef just like me, and she's in Temecula, right? You're living in Temecula, and she's, you know, we've been getting to know each other, and she's got some amazing tips, and she's also a scientist in that you are a physiology for sports nutrition, right? Or sports.
Yeah, I'm a certified sports nutrition coach, and I specialize in traumatic injury rehab.
That's awesome.
And started connecting how does nutrition assist in rehab and recovery.
Yes.
And I've always loved to cook, and I ended up cooking for some athletes, and then I ended up here in your kitchen.
That's awesome. So let's go ahead and get ready and start talking about the recipe that we're going to be making. So we're going to be making a stuffed delicata squash. And so who all has had delicata squash before? It's this amazing squash. And actually we were at Trader Joe's, right? Getting ready for my How Foods Fight Cancer class that was earlier this week. And you pointed out the delicata squash, and I said, that's right, it's squash season.
So good. You can eat the whole thing except the stem.
Yep. So, you know, a lot of people are intimidated by squash, right? Because it's a little bit like it's got a hard shell. They don't know what to do with it. It's like, does this really look like food, or is it a gourd? Is it a pumpkin? What is it? So to me, actually, this one's one of the easier ones to deal with, don't you think?
Yeah, for sure. But I love all squash and zucchini and all of them. They just they're so fun.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, and so what's great also is you can buy them and stick them on your counter, and they'll be good for a good month or so. Yeah, so that's one good thing too. It's like it's kind of a fast/slow food. I don't know. It's just like there, so you can have it there and ready in the pantry or ready on your counter for as long as you want. So, and it's good for fall, right? So I think what we'll do right first before we get these ready is we'll get our chili, our stuffing. So something savory or sweet or something just delicious is great to put in here. You can make it like for a holiday meal, right? For Thanksgiving, and really fancy it up with cranberries and some stuffing things. But we're just gonna do it kind of like an everyday meal today because just for breast cancer awareness, and people are really wanting to eat healthy this month, thinking about that, thinking about prevention, and we need to do it fast and easy, right? That's what people want, so, and I like it too. So let's do the chili. So this is actually a PCRM recipe that comes with our diabetes curriculum, and it is super fast. So what you can do is you can use canned beans. You can also cook your beans yourself, but it's a black bean. It's called Yes You Can Black Bean Chili. So you want to go ahead and open that up, and you can maybe just do it over there or over here, and then just drain that in the sink. And then what else goes into it is salsa. So this is an organic salsa from Trader Joe's. This is their chunky salsa, and they've always had this thick and chunky salsa, but it wasn't organic. And so now they have this organic one, which is cool. Oh, and I remember I have some beans in here now. Where are they? Yeah. So
when we talk about organic, I was just going to pipe up and say the Environmental Working Group has the Dirty Dozen. If you're confused about what's most important to be concerned about, what's organic, what's not, and that will help kind of give you a guideline.
Yes.
Tomatoes are on that list.
Yeah, okay, yeah, so getting a salsa, and it does change over time too. It changes, so you can check it and they'll send you updates. You can be on their list, and yeah, they just sent me something about tap water, about cell phone use, so it's great. So anyway, so you can just put everything in your pan, some they're really, yeah, you can rinse them a little bit. I'm gonna put these beans in that were left over from my class. So you can always save these jars for storage too. They're really good. Now we're gonna talk more about kale. I'm wearing my kale shirt, but I'm gonna put on my my nice PCRM apron here. So, all right, so we can put those in, and then we can put the corn in. So the corn is just frozen corn. You can just get organic frozen corn. Oh, you want to show the package? There it is right there. Didn't want the pictures at first, but yeah, so that's Trader Joe's, and this, you know, I'm not sponsored by them. They should sponsor us, shouldn't they? So just put that in your pan, and then so it's just, you can of course make things from scratch. You can cut up your peppers, cut up your onion, all that stuff. But if you don't have those on hand, and if you don't have time, there's always these jars. So okay, let's see. Using my muscles. There we go. So then you just dump that in, all right? And then there's cumin, so you can put some cumin in it. Put the cumin in, yep. And then you can start heating it now that we have some liquid in here. We can also add a little bit of water if you want to get us some filtered water, that'd be great.
About how much?
Just, we'll start with a half a cup. I'll just put in a half a cup, about half a cup. Don't need to measure, just put some in just so that the ingredients don't burn on there. And then you can just stir it. So that's that, really. It's amazing. It doesn't look so fantastic at first, but it does cook up nicely and the flavors start to meld. And this is actually really good, like leftover. It can be a dip too, it can be chili. Can do a lot of things with it. It
And
can
what if
also
you like
be
it?
served this way too.
What if you like it spicy? What would you add?
You can add some hot sauce. You can add some chipotle powder. You can add chili powder. Yeah, but really, actually, you can just pick your salsa based on your spice level too. You know, if you, this is a medium salsa. Oops. So forgot it had water in it. So yeah, it's a medium salsa. So, and then at the end, you can always just dress it up with some lime too. So that's good. Just that the longer this cooks, the better it is. Just get it going, get it bubbling, and then just turn it on simmer and let it go for a little while.
You know something interesting I learned about lime with beans, and the reason that in Mexican cooking they use them together a lot is supposedly it helps with digestion. It aids in the old rhyme, beans are good for your heart. That can maybe helps with that. Maybe helps with the other side that gets uncomfortable for some people.
And cumin too, I've heard actually helps too. Yeah,
nice.
so we'll be using it all, but we're used to eating beans, so. People in my classes, they'll say, like, they'll have problems. And I said, well, maybe at first, but I can eat beans like 3 times a day and it doesn't bother me. So
yeah.
It's really about your digestive system. And we actually talk in the classes a lot about your microbiome, which is actually the center of your health. And so that's a good segue into that, because it's the center of your body and it's the center of your health. It's really a lot to do with your health, is how good your digestive system is and how well it digests foods and assimilates nutrition and nutrients and all that good stuff. So yeah, we'll be focusing on that next class. And so she's been helping me with my classes, and so we'll be, she's great. She adds some really good comments and assistance. It's really fun.
Thank you.
So and so this is the book that I contributed to, which is Handbook to Higher Health Consciousness. It's got chili recipe, not this one because this is super simple, but another one. And we also have a loaded sweet potato recipe in here too, which is great for fall. So, and these are ready to go too. These are just wonderful yams. And you know what the nutrient that's high in yams is? It's
beta
carotene, right? And it's also in your squash and your pumpkin and all that good stuff. Yeah, and I actually have put a can of pumpkin here too, just to show, because that's beta carotene can actually protect your cells from cancer. So it's really good to incorporate some beta carotene into your nutrition, your diet every day somehow. Carrots too. So yeah.
And we purposely did not do something that was totally centered around pumpkin because we know it's like all the rage for October.
Yeah.
It is great food. I love it. Tracy loves it. But we were like, let's do something a little bit different. So, you know, set ourselves apart from the pumpkins, the PSL.
Yeah, exactly.
Rage.
Exactly. All right, so are we going to dive into these babies?
Yes.
All right, so we didn't really discuss our technique ahead of time. So I, of course, had some practice. I did these ones over here, which we're going to be stuffing later on. And so we each have one. And so what do you do with these guys? How do you cut them up? I'll give you a knife.
Oh.
Kind of like, oh, okay.
Yeah. And I'm going to run and grab my other knife.
Okay, I'll show you my technique while you're getting that. So now Delicata squash, they can be a little softer than other squash. These ones in particular aren't exactly that much softer. So when I was examining this earlier and trying to figure out how to do it, here, I'll put this away. So I did this. So I took the end off just to get a surface going. So you gotta use your muscles. So I take off that end. And you still want to leave it, don't go down to the seeds so you get a nice boat, you know? So you still want, the seeds are all in the center here. And then to make it a little easier, this is what I do with butternut squash, is peel it a little bit. So, and also it makes a nicer surface area for cutting it. So, let's see here. So I just kind of like do a one peel kind of thing. So see, it's going to be a better surface. But then over here, I peel it here so that I can get the knife in better. So it's not as pretty this way, but it's safer.
See, even I can learn something from someone else.
So yeah, and then I just do this. So I did hit the peeled section right there. And, all right, safety first. There we go. Now, if you're someone who doesn't even want to mess with this, go to a store like, well, any store, hopefully. Well, maybe not Trader Joe's, but maybe they will. Ask them to cut it for you. You know, the produce guys. I've seen people do it all the time. I've done it. Especially if you go to some high-end store like Jimbo's. I mean, you're paying their prices. They should help you out.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now then you can just scoop out the seeds. And an ice cream scoop is good for that. And you kind of just dig in over here.
So the peeling thing is a new thing. I'm going to try it next time I cut one of these. I actually just usually do what you did with cutting off the very end. And then
you set it.
Start at one side, yeah. And Cutco should also sponsor us. Or maybe Pampered Chef. You were loving on your Pampered Chef knives. But yeah.
I like both. I have both. Yeah. I use for different purposes. My chef's knife is Pampered Chef.
Yep.
All right, so let's turn this off for a sec to make sure it doesn't burn. Okay, so now you can put a little like salt and pepper on it. I don't recommend. I've seen lots of recipes, and of course they're telling you to put some oil on here. You don't need to do that. You can just put it on your tray and get your tray covered with parchment paper and just put it on there. There we go. So each one is basically a serving. So Let's find out how our chili's doing. There we go.
Oh, that's a legit ice cream scoop. It's got an edge at the top, like a sort of a point to get it started.
You know what? It's from Cutco.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's a Cutco one. Yep. All right. So, did you want to do that one?
Sure.
I'll get us ready for our next recipe. All right. So you cut at the ends.
Yep.
So it's all different ways.
Well, that was the same as you, right? And then I usually just...
Yeah, you cut off both
like
ends.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. And then you just scoop it out. Yeah. Actually, yeah. Here's this one. This one's better. It's got the little.
Yeah, no, that's the one I
point.
saw.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I like that.
All right, so we're going to top it with the chili when that gets done, and then we're going to let me just lower the heat here. We'll get it going. And then we're going to make a sauce for it too, like a crema sauce. So that's just going to bring all the flavors together and make it super yummy. So look at that. See, that's so easy and fast, guys. You know, it's like, that's what I mean by fast, slow food. People think squash is such a, something you just do on special occasions. Well, you can do it every day. And look at the color there. So that's full of beta carotene right there.
It's so pretty on the outside too. I love that about it.
So now you can put that on here, and then we'll get those guys going.
And one of my little hacks, I don't know if anybody else would think this is weird, but sometimes, especially with spaghetti squash, I'll just boil a pot of water and put the whole squash in there. Because those sometimes are really hard to manage
They're
and try to
super
cut.
hard, yes.
So I just do it that way.
All right, and here's my tip too, is you got something going in the oven, go ahead and put some other things in too that you can have later. These are really great, like chopped up in your salads, or you can make all kinds of things with sweet potatoes. So these are your yams, also really colorful, pretty inside. So yeah, you can just put them in the oven also.
And that we decided that was our environmental tip of the day.
Yeah, exactly.
That's utilizing your
save energy.
Yeah.
Yes, awesome. All right, so let's make the sauce, and then we can get some nice little toppings going. So this is a cashew crema, but it's got a special ingredient, and that is white beans. So the white beans are kind of just sneaky, right? But you can add fiber and protein to anything. Now, cashews are amazing, especially when you soak them and you blend them up. They're so nice and creamy. You can totally mimic like almost any dairy product with cashews, or literally any. And so it's really cool, but they are high in fat and calories, and some people are obviously trying to lose weight. So I like to give tips to do that. Plus, the fiber in the beans is really going to help your body to eliminate toxins. So, better protein and all that. So it's basically like a half a cup of the beans.
Do you know what, as a runner? Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. Oh, I was just gonna say, this is a apple sauce container.
Nice. Reuse.
Reuse.
Second environmental tip of the day, reusing things.
Yeah, exactly.
I was gonna say, as a runner, I love cashews because they also have a significant amount of carbohydrate in them, which I did not realize till this summer.
Oh, do
And so if I wanted to have, I don't have a ton of them, but if I know that I'm going to go for a longer run, I'll either shove some in my pocket, or I might eat a couple before I go and then eat a few on the run,
They are kind of sweet, right? I think that's, and then almonds too have a little sweetness to them, so they probably have a fair amount also. Yeah, so it's not just fat. It's definitely it's a well-rounded food. It's a whole food. And that's what we talk about too in the classes, is just trying to get your fats from whole foods and rather than using oil, because oil is just 100% fat, 100% calories, and a lot of us don't need it. So
Yeah,
So,
and
yeah.
reading Dr. Campbell's book Whole, he was talking about the difference in having an extract of like vitamin C versus eating it in the whole fruit. There are so many different varieties of micronutrients that we don't even know about barely.
Yep. Yeah, we
Hundreds
don't even
of
need
them.
to, right?
Yeah.
And that's the thing, you know, it's
Eat
like
the whole thing.
Yeah, exactly. All we need to know is that it's good for us. I mean, it is fascinating. I'm like totally a geek about it. I love, you know, all the fascinating things about what foods are better than others, or you know what they're beneficial for. But in general, I just try to eat whole foods and remember to include as many, you know, include things daily like beans and greens and fruit and beta carotene rich foods. So yeah. All right, so this is the crema. So back to, let's see, it's, we're gonna need some lime juice, about 3 tablespoons of lime juice, but before we do that, let's get the zest off of here. Do you wanna do some zesting? So just right into it.
It's like my favorite thing in like any sauce.
Is the
when you have
zest.
the zest.
Yeah,
So good.
it adds an amazing flavor, and it doesn't take that long when you get the right tools, and just make it happen, man. So lime juice, it's gonna be about like 1 lime and the zest. First the zest, always remember to zest first. Sometimes I cut into them like, ah, dang it, I forgot, and I didn't get the zest off of this baby.
Yeah, that'll get messy.
Yeah. And then some nutritional yeast. So this is just gonna add a nice cheesy flavor to it. About 3 tablespoons of that. So who out there uses nutritional yeast? It's amazing. It just adds a really nice flavor and cheesiness, and you can add it to lots of different foods, and it's a total vegan miracle.
And what's it rich in?
Well, it's got protein and it's got fiber, and it depends on which one you buy. This one does not have the, it's not fortified. So, because the fortified stuff actually has folic acid in it, which is the man-made source of folate. And so we get plenty of folate, but if you eat a plant-based diet and lots of fruits and veggies, but folic acid can actually build up in your body, and your body doesn't know what to do with it if you have too much of it. So,
And what about B vitamins?
so it has B vitamins, but it's not fortified. This particular one is not fortified. Yeah. So the way to tell is the color of it. So if you look at the color, if it's, let me see here, if it's like this color, it's not fortified. And if it's the bright yellow, it is. That's it's got folic acid in it. That also has B12 in it, which is great, but you can get B12 from other sources. Just go ahead and take a sublingual or something like that. So let's get our little lime squeezer. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and add some lime juice, and you can do it however you want, but I usually do it this way. Oh, yeah, like that. So this is a handy dandy lime squeezer, and you can just cut the lime, put the cut side down where the holes are, and then squeeze. But these don't have a lot of seeds, so the reason I use that a lot is, well, to get as much out, but also for lemons because they have so many seeds. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and then we're gonna add some apple cider vinegar, just a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. Ooh, look at that. And then you can add some, we'll add like a half a cup of water to it too. I'll go ahead and grab that.
Do you want both halves or just 1/2?
Yeah, both halves, please. Both halves, yay.
Love citrus.
Cool. And then just add just a little bit of apple cider vinegar. Yeah, there's always a little extra juice in there. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, now we can add our liquid. And I usually kind of just add some of the liquid and then go ahead and add a little more as needed. So, find the lid. Plugged in, yes, okay. this music to my ears because it's creating such amazing goodness. All right, so now we have, this is our crema. You see that? So this is, it's going to drizzle on. We can just put it in a little bowl, handy dandy. I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. Thank you. And I'm going to add some of these cooked white beans to this too. So we're going to make like a black and white chili. Just add some. It's like the black and white cookie, only chili.
One thing I would like Vitamix to do is figure out how to get that blade out so you don't lose all the good stuff that gets stuck under it, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the one reason sometimes I'll try to use my Cuisinart, because then you can pull the blade out and you can totally get everything out of there.
Yeah. Oh, well.
But I die without my Vitamix.
You got my technique down, actually. Yeah, show your technique on the camera. It's like you just kind of like use your side scoop. And that little tool they should send with a Vitamix, but they don't. But you can get on Vitamix.com and get that for $3. I think you have to get 3 for $9, but you know, you always want one handy, so it's okay. Or you can give it to friends. Anybody has a Vitamix? That's what I did. I just ordered a whole bunch of them, so. Yeah, oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
I'm proud right now.
You did a great job.
Well, my dad was really cute when I was making smoothies over at their house this summer. He would be like, "Oh, don't throw that away," and he'd put water and like swish it around and still drink it. Like just try to get all the smoothie out of there.
Aw. He sounds awesome.
He is.
All right. So now I'm gonna put the chili over here and do our quick side dish while we're getting our squashes ready. So I'm just gonna boil some water here and show you guys the quickest way to make kale. Get that ready. So yeah, this is something that I learned from, well, it's a combination of things. I learned it from watching nutritionfacts.org videos about how to include more greens and how to cook them right and to make sure that they have their nutrition. And then also from Native Foods. So who's been to Native Foods out there? Now, Native Foods does a side of kale. I think you can get a side of fries or a side of kale. Yeah, tough choice. But get the kale, okay? Because kale is amazing. Kale is definitely shown to modify your hormones in good ways. So, you know, what drives breast cancer is excess estrogens. And so if you consume kale and other cruciferous vegetables, it can actually help to get rid of those extra estrogens. And actually, it does amazing things in your body. So, let's get the lid on this. Yeah, it's on high. Okay, so what you do is you just get your water boiling. You get it to a rapid boil, and this machine's pretty fast. And then I just like to remove the stem. So I'm going to go ahead and start working on that. So we just get that going like this. So this is the curly kale. So this is the kind that they have on salad bars and places like that, right? Mm-hmm. But what are they doing with it? They throw it away after that? No. This is amazing food. So just get it going.
We learned the other day, doggy treat.
Yep, doggies love it.
Eddie will go for it.
And yeah, and then if you don't have a dog, or your dog is full of these, or doesn't like them, you can also cut them up finely, put them in soup. You can put them in I put stuff in my freezer and make broth out of it. So there's all kinds of great tips to use these up. But this is nice and tender, and this is kind of tough to chew. So to me, they don't mix. I like them to be separated from each other. So yeah, and this is the great kind of kale because it just rips into these bite-sized pieces like super fast and easy. All right. So while that's happening, we can go ahead and start with our squash because this is ready in a flash.
And would you agree that it's beneficial that if you're going to boil something in water that you actually do consume the water, because if nutrients come out into the water then you want
yeah.
So making the broth, I think that's an awesome idea.
In this case, yeah, so I'm going to have it in there for not very long, and so the water actually doesn't turn too green. I really literally set my timer for a minute when it's in there. But yes, if I do a lot, yeah, and you can also save the water too and use it for your broth or for your cooking or for soups or whatever. So I have salt handy because salt's kind of a magic ingredient for this, for tenderizing the kale. But you can do broccoli this way, lots of different things you can do. So. And then these are your greens, some cilantro. So we're gonna just make a little bit of cilantro too for our topping. So we'll just take a little bit of that, wash it off.
I'm gonna rinse this because sometimes some of these things that get sort of spritzed on in the produce section can smell a little funky.
Well, guess what? We're putting it in boiling water.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
But only for a minute.
Yeah. Well, it gets rid of it, but that's one of my tips too, is that you don't have to wash it. But yeah, you can.
Okay.
You can. It's fine if it's washed, but this just gets rid of anything. I mean,
okay.
That was on.
I trust you.
So okay. So now let's do our squash while that's coming to a boil. It's still not quite to a boil. So we can each get a squash. Let's cut up our cilantro a little bit too first. Put that up. And then we have some other toppings that are really delicious. Just fresh toppings. This is a good way to just kind of include raw foods with your cooked foods. It's really good for digestion. All the raw food has digestive enzymes, really great to include.
And if somebody, there are some people that have that gene that makes cilantro taste soapy. Would we suggest they might substitute parsley as another powerful green?
Parsley. Yeah, I substitute parsley in lots of recipes too, like bean salads and things like that. It's a great idea. Yeah, definitely.
I seriously chat on both of them just raw sometimes.
Yeah. Do you?
Yeah.
Cilantro? You like it that much? You know what? It does kind of taste soapy to me, but
I get it from my dad.
Oh really?
Yeah.
It tastes soapy to me, but I like it with other foods. But yeah, I'm not likely to just eat it.
Yeah.
So it's not horrible, But okay, so this is a great way to add some natural fats, whole food fats, I should say. Yeah.
Love.
So I just kind of get those ready.
It's kind of a perfect one too.
Yeah. Get those ready. Just go ahead and take out the seed and then just give them a slice.
Just be careful if you're slicing into your hands.
Yeah, exactly. And then you just can get a spoon ready. You can put some scallions on it if you want. So this is boiling. All right, so now when it's boiling, I add just a touch of salt. So come on over here and look. And you get a facial while you're doing it. This is a facelift.
It's spa time. Dancing.
Spa time, exactly. So just a tiny bit, and then go ahead and add the kale. This is my handy-dandy tool. So I just press it in. So kale has a enzyme called sulforaphane in it, and sulforaphane has been known to be a cancer preventive. Well, I could actually use it. Yeah, to prevent cancer. So you don't want to cook it too much because that actually does kill the sulforaphane. So just a minute. So you can also steam it, you can saute it, but to me, this is super quick and easy fast. And that way it's just, you kind of had measured how long you've cooked it. So sometimes I'll take out a little bit just to taste it to make sure it's gotten tender. But, you know, I'm good with it anyway. But some people are, you know, they're getting used to it, so.
Do you ever massage your kale?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, give it what we call the strip and massage. First you strip it of the stem and then you massage, yeah. All right, good job. So, I just kind of put it in one of these so it continues to drain. And then you can just serve it with some lemon. Just a slice of lemon, slice of lime, a little bit of balsamic vinegar. So people that find it kind of bitter, that's the sour taste can actually counteract the bitterness. So, yeah. So that's ready. Let's get some lemons. I wanted to also talk about, just real quick, is your anti-cancer juice you can make, and also beverages. So, and also I haven't really mentioned yet, but PCRM has a great program, and they've introduced it this month called letsbeatbreastcancer.org. So hashtag Let's Beat Breast Cancer. Use that hashtag whenever you're posting about nice foods and showing off, you know, your healthy habits this month. And one of them, so the different things that are listed, it's a 4-pronged approach. And the first one, of course, is a plant-based diet. So that's really important. Just trying to, making sure that you have a completely plant-based diet, or as much as possible, is going to be like the #1 thing you can do to really help. Because the animal foods actually accelerate your hormones in your body, and there's just so much that goes on in your body that that is slowed down or diminished when you have a lot of animal products. And so all these things are easier to digest and so full of nutrition. And when you eat a lot of animal products, you're not getting colorful foods, you're not getting fiber, you're not getting a lot of great things. So, so this is your anti-cancer juice you can make if you have a juicer. And it's, this is from Dr. Furman's recipe. So it's basically, you're wanting to get like 1/3 of each thing, 1/3 of cruciferous vegetables, 1/3 of your beta-carotene rich vegetables, well, carrots, because the other ones aren't great for juicing, like pumpkins. And then these are your, like, I call it salad vegetables that really are great for making these taste better and just having more volume in your juice. It's cucumbers, celery, romaine lettuce. And then you can also add lemon or lime to it. So good. And so this is for our, let's see, so this is for our kale. You can serve with a little bit of lemon on the side of each. So we have that ready. So I think we're ready now. We've got everything. Yeah. Yeah.
Louie's excited.
Yeah, Louie's excited. Louie's our little Shih Tzu dog. All right, so here's the chili. So this, you saw how easy this was. If you're just joining in, this chili is actually just made with beans, salsa. We use this salsa, just a thick salsa. You can use any salsa, your favorite. A little bit of cumin and some frozen corn. And so we've got 2 kinds of beans in here, black beans and navy beans. So you can just lay that in to your boats. So this is super filling, super high in protein, high in fiber.
And what is America deficient in?
Fiber! And colorful food, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Interesting statistic. If we actually ate the way the USDA, which is nothing like how the PCRM recommends or how we would recommend, if we ate like the USDA told us to, we wouldn't have enough food. Because they want us to increase our fruits and vegetables too, is what they say, but they subsidize, what do they subsidize? The animal foods. Crazy. Anyway, things need to change. Don't get me started.
They are changing in this kitchen.
Yes,
they've
right.
already changed.
Absolutely, absolutely. So
These
now
are
you can add these
beautiful.
toppings. So let me get a spoon out here. So you can add a little bit of, oh, I love these. These are marinated onions. So these are just red onions, and you just put a splash of apple cider vinegar and a little bit of water on top just to cover. And so they bring out the flavor of the onions. They kind of change the taste, take the bite off of them. And plus, they're ready to go. You know, because like without the vinegar, they're not going to really store in your refrigerator very long, but they'll store this way. And so raw onions are also a great cancer fighter. So we can put a few of those on.
And good if you're an athlete. They contain quercetin, which is an anti-inflammatory.
Mm-hmm. Good for anybody.
Yes.
Yep.
Not so good for the breath.
No, I think this helps. I'm serious. I think that
But that's why
doing
you
this.
can parsley.
Yeah.
It helps.
Oh yeah, parsley, cilantro, all that stuff will help too. So then a little bit of, you want to go ahead and add us a little bit of those?
A little bit.
Well, whatever.
What?
Yeah. That's true. A lot.
Yeah.
So that's like I said, your good fats. We're gonna get our good fats from the sour cream too. So you can just put those on, and then we can put on some tomatoes. And you can add some hot sauce if you want it a little spicier.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, but again, we talked about you just choose your salsa based on your spice quotient, what you like. Oh, these are really cool. These are available from Costco, and they're sprouted pumpkin seeds with just a tiny bit of salt, so you can add those as a garnish too. One went into the sour cream. And then these are what I make. I made these in another video that I did with Vegan Danielle, if you want to look for it. These are, smell these. These are bacon bako bits. So these are made with sunflower seeds. So these are amazing. So you can actually put those on too if you want to. Oh my goodness, I'm excited. Okay, so now
Beautiful.
we have a spoon.
So beautiful.
Keep running out of spoons. Yeah, so there we go. And then you want to drizzle some of that on. It's awesome. And some of this. Put some of that on. And some of this. This is an amazing lunch.
Don't forget.
Yeah. So we just washed our hands, so we can go ahead and just throw these in here. And so this is your kale. So it's really good plain, believe me, just like this with a little bit of lemon on it. But I also make a nut Parmesan cheese that for novices with kale. You can just like toss this with that, and it's super good too.
Nice.
So yeah, there's all kinds of ways to enjoy kale. It's really good for your heart. It's really good for cancer prevention. It's good for weight loss. All sorts of good things. Let's see. So I wanted to also tell you guys that my classes, this is a handout that I created for my classes, Maximize Your Cruciferous Power. And if you go to veg-appeal.com, I will send you this for free. This is, it just goes into all the great reasons why you want to include more cruciferous vegetables and prevention tips, preparation tips, what they're good for, how they help with cancer prevention, weight loss, heart disease, all that. So sign up for my newsletter there and I'll send it to you. And I also wanted to just talk about some events coming up. So we have, this is on Sunday here if you're in San Diego. If you guys have seen the movie Game Changers, go see that, or you can watch it now. It just came out on iTunes and Apple TV and all kinds of great things. You saw it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
And so we're just getting together our San Diego Game Changers. So these are plant-based athletes, and we have a panel of 8-9 people, and we're going to just discuss their tips and their challenges and just what's keeping them going. And so it's going to be so much fun. And so you just need to go to plantdiego.com to find out about that. So that's a nonprofit pod organization. So Plant Diego. You guys see that? And here's the card. And guess what's on the back? Yes, you can chili. There's the recipe. And I wanted to also talk about just that website again from PCRM. There's these great resources you can get. We're at the beginning of the month here, so let's get the word out about preventing breast cancer, not just getting aware and taking tests and mammograms and things like that. Let's go ahead and prevent. And so the things are, I didn't get through it all. Plant-based diet, that's very important. That's number one thing to do. Exercise regularly. And we'll talk about that in a second. Limit alcohol, and so, have your juices, your fresh juices, and we're going to show you a quick drink that's alcohol free, and then also maintaining a healthy weight. So that's really important, that these are all things that have been found to decrease your risk of breast cancer. So let's get rid of this scourge. I hate it when I hear about more people getting it. It's really sad, so. Yeah.
Do people know when you say PCRM, what that is?
Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine, and they'll be tagged. I work with them. This is my apron for our Food for Life classes that we teach. It's one of their curriculums that they teach, so I'm just making sure I'm covering everything. Oh, another thing that I want to say is important is intermittent fasting is really good to as a cancer preventing tip, because it just makes sense that if you're barraging your digestive system with food all the time, it doesn't have a lot of time to heal. So even just spacing out your dinner and your breakfast, that's a super easy way to do it. Eat dinner early, eat breakfast late, and just try to give your digestive system a break. So are we gonna taste this?
Heck yeah. and I was going to say, as a sports nutrition coach, the first thing I say, nutrition coach, whatever, the first thing I say is check in with your body and eat when you're hungry, And that's the thing with people get worried about intermittent fasting, but a lot of times you'll find if you wake up, drink a glass of water, because we're all dehydrated when we wake up, probably won't necessarily be hungry right away,
Yeah, exactly. And just drink water and something else. Just keep it, space it out as much as you can. So some people are big breakfast eaters. That's fine. Maybe even have just an earlier dinner or whatever. So, and our drink that we're gonna have. So let's show this real quick. So we're celebrating all the time, and just wanted to show you guys an idea for a beverage. So this is a drink that I like, that's a sparkling water that is got calcium in it, so it's great. It's got natural forming calcium in it, and you can just have mostly that. You can add a little juice to it if you want.
Also available at Trader Joe's.
This is, yep. You can add a little juice to if you want, just for flavor. This one's just a mulberry cranberry, but I think all of us are just fine with a little bit of lemon or lime. So let's just go ahead and add some lemon. There we go.
Thank you.
Cheers. All right. I also want to mention Direct Action Everywhere for those of you that are interested in animals, and we all are, of course, and interested in helping the animals and being aware and raising awareness about factory farms. They're having big action tomorrow. Go to DXE San Diego on Facebook and contact them from there. All right. Cheers, everybody. Thank you.
Cheers.